All right, we are back. Welcome, folks. How are you doing? How's everyone doing tonight? Hey, Siphon, Pyro, Ocean, how you doing? How's everybody? It's good to see you all. We're here, a bit of a late stream, but I figured, it's kind of an off day, so I don't mind starting a bit late. Yeah, I was writing a really chunky newsletter for the Patreon, and it took a lot longer than I thought, so we're starting a bit late. That's okay. You're tired? If you're tired, you might want to go to bed. That's how you fix tired. But it's okay. I won't fault you for being on this stream. Anyway, folks, we are back with some Terry. It's been a while since we've done art for the Shipetotek series. So, yeah, I guess high time we continue it. Series are very fun. It's always fun. It's always fun to come back to Terry. I guess let's first start by reviewing the Terry series. How about that? Let me open it up on my website here, which, by the way, some new stuff on the website. It's the same as always, but there are a couple new things that you might enjoy. If you click here on the arrow next to collections, obviously that's where you have like Megalomorph and Fractal. And I guess my camera is kind of in the middle. Let me hide it for a sec. There's a search function. So you can actually like search for whatever you want. So like maybe I want to find Terry. And I just search for Shipetotek, and here it is. Among other things that mention Terry, right? It's like Stream Pantheon, for example, was a fun little page that just has a bunch of little characters that show up on the stream. Here's Mark. It's been a while, Mark. Anyway, I thought it would be useful for some people who might be, looking for specific things. Also, if you click on the about page, there's now a contact thing, which I just brought back. It was there a long time ago, but I brought it back. There's a guest book. You should hold on. Where's my camera? There we go. You should sign the guest book. It's nice. It's nice to have a little place that feels like the old school internet. People can just do a little message. But yeah, let's go to the Shipetotek series, and yeah, I'll just kind of review where we were. It all starts November 15th, 2021. This is kind of presented as kind of headlines. At least that sort of language, right? Like you're reading a bunch of headlines about this weird planet. So it all starts 2021. A new dwarf planet has been discovered in our solar neighborhood. It was given the provisional name Shipetotek. It has gone unnoticed due to its small size and complex orbit, but it recently passed close enough for this first image to be captured. So we jump a little bit. 2022. Shipetotek has completed an unexpectedly close orbit of the Earth, grazing its roche radius. Tidal waves are expected in the coming days. Authorities are warning not to approach the falling debris that was torn from the planet by Earth's gravity. So essentially, Terry, and for those, I guess, unaware, the official name for this thing is Shipetotek. But over here, the real ones, we call it Terry. Terry the Meat Planet. So internet connection is terrible. Oh, not impossible tonight. Sorry to hear that. I hope you can get that fixed. So we jump a bit in time. 2023. Concerns are mounting worldwide as flesh organisms grow unchecked. Seeds that fell on Earth during a close encounter with the living planetoid Shipetotek appear to be fusing and consuming everything around them. Large swaths of the ocean floor being covered in flesh may lead to ecological disaster, warns biologists. In the last chapter, we've had Shipetatek kind of dropping little parts of itself, kind of like seeds on the earth. And now they're slowly growing and fusing together. And obviously, like on land, you can move them around, you can get rid of them. But under the ocean, they've just been growing unchecked. And that's where you start seeing like these bigger accumulations of flesh. We jump to December 2023. Controlled fires are being deployed to slow down the growth of the flesh superorganism that is quickly taking over large areas of land around the planet, consuming all organic matter. Though the measure is proving ineffective at curbing the spread, it may buy Earth some time. Terry is dropping meatballs, yes. So that's where we've left the Terry series. It's kind of apocalyptic in the vein of Fractal, except, you know, a little bit smaller in scope. Art-wise, obviously, the scope of the story is still like encompassing the whole globe, but yeah, that's where we are. We've done a couple little side stories. One of them was Terry eating the James Webb Telescope, and the other one was another member of Terry's species being spotted by Voyager 2 in deep space outside of the solar system, kind of implying like it's one of many, and you know, the species travels between solar systems, and if it doesn't find a new solar system, it just dies. So that's where we are. And of course, there's something very important as well. Terry and Gugliel get together by the end of this story. That's the spoiler for like post Terry series. That's when Terry and Gugliel meet. Show us the romance. It's very important, Cass. Hey, Stray Thought, how you doing? So, honestly, I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. The reason I'm continuing the Terry series, apart from, you know, the obvious, I want to finish it, but I was thinking of what to do for Valentine's. Obviously, that's long past, but I was thinking of what to do for Valentine's. I was like, oh, I should do some Teriel. And the Teriel is them, for context. I should do some Teriel. And then I figured, what's the one Teriel thing I haven't done? Because, you know, I could just do more pieces like this, but that would be a bit boring. It's like, oh, we could do the moment they meet. That would be fun. But to do the moment they meet, we kind of have to tell the story before that. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna... My Bean is running around, by the way. If you hear meows, that's it. He's going crazy.
I think it would be romantic if Gugliel gave Terry one of his rubies.
There, Googlies. But yeah, that'll be fun. They are in love. So yeah, essentially, this is a very convoluted and late Valentine's piece. We're setting the ground for a Valentine's piece that is going to be months late, but that's okay. That's okay. It's never too late for romance. Also, I'm wearing the drip. I'm wearing the Terry drip. It's appropriate for today. You can get this. You can get this. Do exclamation point merch in the chat, and I'll give you a link. Hold on, I'll put a link. I'll save you that trouble. Here it is, Valdevia store. The kobolds went to the moon and back to fight Lunar Dragon. That sounds fun. I was faster than you, Siphon. But yeah, there's also a Gugliel design on the side. I need to make new merch designs. Someone please remind me. Maybe one of these weeks. once I'm a little bit more clear with commissions, I should do a stream where it's just some new merch designs. I got one in mind that I definitely want to do, but we should do at least a couple. It's time to renew some merch. Anyway, let's see what we do. Scrolling up, or actually going here. The last part has been large chunks of meat starting to grow on land. What I want to do for the following one, for this one today, is kind of an aerial view of what we're seeing here at a larger scale. So maybe like a satellite photo or a photo taken from the ISS, something like that, where you can see like a good chunk of the Earth, maybe with the curvature and everything. I don't know how far, but yeah, just like something where we can see a good chunk of the Earth and it's just meat. And the meat is growing. So it's not fully taken over the Earth, but the meat is growing. Cosmetics for the IRL player. Exactly, that's what merch is. You had the ISS idea? Oh yeah, we talked about it way back then. Yeah, I kind of want to do 2 more Terry pieces. I just don't know exactly like which one will be which. I want to show the progression from here to the entire Earth is consumed. So I thought like maybe having the ISS view, or you can see a little window in the ISS and they're looking down. If we find any good pictures of that. That ISS view could be good as a, you know, complete the end of the story. We could see a really large chunk of the Earth, and it's all meat. They're orbiting the new meat planets, and well, that's like a pretty good ending, like the final version of this. So I guess like the previous part should be something a little bit intermediate. Like we don't have the whole Earth being consumed, but a good chunk of it. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, ISS feels more like a finale type thing. There will still be people operating the satellite from the surface. Yeah. Yeah, it's also kind of tragic to have like the astronauts in the ISS being the last people alive. I know that. It makes for a tragic little ending. Though I was also thinking, no, because I don't know. No, that wouldn't make a lot of sense. But a picture taken from like behind Terry, and Terry's like looking at the Earth, and it's all covered in meats, could also be a good ending. But that doesn't make like who took a camera there, right? Maybe it's all, one of the last satellites that escaped the Earth, and it's just looking back. I don't know. Could be. It feels too cinematic, yeah. That could be the Teriel piece. Like the backdrop is the Earth, the consumed Earth, and then we have like Terry and Googliel in the foreground. I feel like that could be good. So yeah, what I think we need for this one is an aerial view. Maybe it's a city. That'll be a bit more interesting than just like taking over a chunk of land. If the land is a city and it's like half covered in the meats, it already kind of implies a progression from this. Like in this picture, they're trying to control it. And if it's like taking over an entire city, like, I don't know, New York, and it's the meat is taking over New York, that would already kind of tell you like the attempts to control it have failed. So it already feels like it's not more of the same as this. It's it feels like a step up from it, right? So it would probably be evacuated at that point. I mean, yeah, I would probably be on text. Like, cities have been evacuated as the meat takes over. Yeah, I dig that. I think that could work. Let's do. Okay, let's just jump into Photoshop and start looking for images. So, call this one Terry Satellites. Might not be a satellite, but it's just Bina's just running around, knocking things over. Okay, so let's do aerial and city. Kind of want something with big buildings. Other than that, I'm not too concerned about which city. Like, oh, this is pretty good, for example. Could be a good one. I don't know which city that is. Has like a pretty big downtown, but it feels like an American city because there's this ugly, huge freeways in the middle. Like that's a uniquely American thing, to have freeways destroying like the center of a city. And suburbs. Oh my god, yeah, that's American, but I don't know where. Might be Japan. I haven't really seen stuff like this in Japan, to be honest. I mean, we could look it up. We could look it up on the site itself. Let's see. I'm curious. Pikmin song? That's from Mario RPG, I believe. I haven't played it, but I believe the song is from there. Okay, it just says bird's eye view of city. Hi, Bean. Yeah, it doesn't tell you which city it is. That's annoying. Hey, Bean, don't do that. Bean is trying to peel off the panels there again. Oh, dude. Come on. I'm gonna get you. I've captured you. What? You wanna say hi to chats? Before you run off? Doing God knows what. Let me grab you good. There you go. Say hi to chat. Right there. Right there. Chats. They're looking at you, Bean. Yes. Kiss? No kiss? Oh. Grumpy. He's grumpy about being grabbed. Are you? Okay, that was a very small kiss. I'll take that. What is that thing? What is that? Okay, I'll unhand you. The water trick is working great. He's going to drink some more water now. I've tricked him into being hydrated. Yeah, this is a good photo of a city that we could definitely get some good use out of. I'm still curious where this is. I recognize this building. The big pyramid. Hmm. Where's this building? I think I found it on Google Images. San Francisco. Yeah. I think it's, hold on. Tell me if I'm getting this right. This one here? Is it this one? Definitely feels like it. Yeah, that's San Francisco. Yeah, that's exactly it. Oh, I've had the tab groups here. Let's compare with this. That is San Francisco. The Bass Pro, not the Bass Pro Pyramid. That would be really funny if it showed up there. I think that's in Memphis, because of, you know, pyramids, Memphis. So yeah, we figured it out. It's San Francisco. Again, this is a dead giveaway of an American city. The fact that it completely like tears through the city, like it feels like a huge scar. Not a lot of European places would let you do that. Addition to have the Mass Pro Pyramid in the image and have it be completely unscathed. It's just poking out from the meat. Would be good. Yeah, I might make this vertical because this image is vertical. We could crop it to the horizontal, but I don't think that's as interesting. I think if we go with this one, we'll crop it to vertical. Let's give a quick look. Let's search through these results a little bit better. Might find other things. This is a super tall building. Where is that? God. It's this spire. That is San Francisco, agent. We're just looking it up. If you had shown up just a few minutes ago, could have solved the mystery. But yeah, it is. I figured it out because of this building. I just looked up pyramid building, US. And looked up through Google Images. Okay, we could do a classic like view from a tall building in New York or... But I kind of like this plain view more. Gives us like a lot of space. What's up, Bean? Terry takes the Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah, is the Golden Gate... That isn't it, right? Or is it? I actually don't know. Like, it should be red, right? Doesn't look red from here. Let's see. Whoa, where are you going, B? Okay, I don't think it is the Golden Gates. Bean! What's she screaming about? He's there in the corner. I don't know if you can see him. Hey skeleton, how you doing? Yeah, Golden Gate is to the north, so it would be, according to the maps I just looked up, it would be like here, I believe. The Bay Bridge. Yeah. Thank you, Agent. Did you see the bean jump? Hold on. See if we can get another. Where's Bean? Where are you? Bean, jump. Can you go jump? Come on. Come on. Oh, he doesn't want to jump anymore. He got shy. That's okay, Bean. You don't have to be self-conscious about your jumps. He's not a great jumper. But it's okay. We love him. We love him nonetheless. Was that maybe 2 hours in the past 2 days? Oh no. Are you okay? Amsterdam promotes. I kind of want big buildings, though. Amsterdam, I guess there is more of a like business center thing, but it's far from the historical center, I believe. It's been a long time since I was there. Been gaming. Are you playing Monster Hunter? Is that what you say the hunting never stops? Less skyscraper, yeah. That's most European cities don't really tend to be skyscraper heavy, which I prefer, honestly. I prefer the lower cities. I like that, for example, Paris just banned skyscrapers. There's like the one, and everybody hated it so much that they just stopped making them. They straight up passed a law that you can't build put it with a height limit for buildings in Paris. And the city is better for it, personally. Anyway. Yeah, this very American city. Sorry, Bean's toy. I gotta keep it on hand so I can keep him distracted and not destroying important things. Yeah, Japan has a lot of skyscrapers too. And China. Okay, I think let's use this one. I'm quite happy with this one. I like that it has little clouds, so we can like hide, like put them on top of Theory, kind of mix it in with the clouds. That'll be good. So we are gonna do something very simple here. We're gonna fit it in here. We're gonna rotate 90 degrees. And then we're gonna do canvas size. And we're gonna remove 1,000 pixels from the vertical. And that actually fits perfect. No, it doesn't. But more or less. And that way it's a 5x4 image. Now we can choose if we crop it a little lower, a little higher. I think we're gonna go lower because I do like these clouds. And next thing is choosing where Terry is. Not Terry. I guess this is Terry's child. The Terryling that is taking over Earth. Where would it be? So I'm thinking like it definitely has to cross through the buildings because I would like some of the buildings to like poke through the meat. It would make for a fun little like interaction. It's always good to have like things from the foreground and the subject, the background and the subject interacting in fun ways. So obviously the clouds. I want to have Terry kind of come in from this side, or Terry Ling, sorry, come in from this side, because that way a lot of it will be covered by the clouds, which kind of gives you a nice little interaction between the background and the subject. And I would also like it to go through this area. That's the idea. It's Jerry. Yeah, I guess the freeways are on the other side, unfortunately. So I think the freeways are going to be left untouched. Or more or less untouched. So I guess we also have to choose an area for Jerry, let's say, that doesn't like entirely cover like the screen, so we can still see like enough of the city to get like at least at a glance we know it's a city. So I'm thinking sort of an irregular border like that, and something that kind of does this maybe. So we still get plenty of city. Or maybe, hold on. Maybe it does like a big thing like that, and then it goes back. So it's a bit more regular like that. Like it's not growing through a single front. It's more chaotic. Electric Boy, thank you for the follow. Even Jerry knows not to jaywalk. Yeah, I mean, I guess in a mini scale, like if you're looking at this, like it would take over the streets before the rest. So we can do a little bit of that, especially on like bigger streets. But overall, I want to make this feel like tall too. Like it's not just a thin surface of meat. It's like a good chunk that's built up. Like a big wave. So like near the edges, it'll be a little bit thinner, right? But as you go back, it just gets larger and larger. Eventually that's going to cover the whole surface. So, and I was thinking, like, does it actually go into the water? Like maybe we continue the shape into the water, or it goes in and out, something like that. Like it doesn't care if it's land, water, anything. It just keeps growing and taking everything over. I mean, it might be fun if it took over the bridge too. Should we do that? Maybe it feels like a little bit more shallow near the water. Like it goes in and out. Could be more interesting, yeah. As a local, I say take the bridge, fuck it. I'm sorry, agents, they're evacuating you. What you screaming about, Bean? He's a screamer today. He's like outside. I just heard him meow outside. Funky, how are you doing? Is that gonna get to the other streams? I'm glad you made it to this one. Flash Planet has always been a big fave. Hell yeah. Can't hear Bean screams. That one was very far away. I think he's like in the kitchen. He has food. I checked. So he's just complaining. Okay, we'll go into the nitty-gritty of the specific borders later. But I think that's a good general shape to start with. So I guess the first thing we need is a good like base texture for the meat. And we could use that lung. I think it's like a sheep's lung or something. That has been really useful in the past. So like for example, if we take this one here, I think at least a good chunk of this is the lung. Obviously I added like connective tissue and stuff from steak. But let me check. Let's go to resources. Organs. Always gotta keep my organs folder handy. Thank you for the save reminder. A blobfish. It's kind of blobfish, a little bit blobby. Where is it? Okay, I'm gonna pull in like a few textures. See what we can do with them. Just different meats. Various meats. For Terry. Boom! That's guts. Sorry about the guts jump scare. That's meat. That's the lungs I was mentioning. That's chicken, I believe. And that's heart. Yeah, the like it's a pressure differential that kind of crushes the blobfish and makes them, or no, they don't crush them. Quite the opposite. They are crushed on the water, so they just like expand. Hey, thank you for the raid, Bloodscar. How was your stream? How are you doing? Okay, let's hit a quick select subjects. Oh, I can definitely see this as like one of the main pieces here. Like I just put it here and it fits the angle pretty much perfectly. And it has like some bits of meat kind of falling. So yeah, this one makes a lot of sense. I like it quite a bit. It's kind of blurry in the back here, but we're gonna add more stuff there, so it's gonna connect with other textures. Some bird edits. Doing Photoshop. Why is that not working? It's in hard mix mode for some reason. Okay. Hey, Gondolarian. How are you doing? I'm very sorry today if someone finds like meat and guts icky, because we're gonna see a lot of that. It's gonna be one of those meaty days. Yeah, this is definitely taken from a plane. If it was a satellite, it would be like straight down. I know I called it satellites, but you know, didn't know what it was gonna be. Okay, I call it plane. I'll call it Terry Plane or Terry City. Oh, it's Terry City PSD.psd. No, that should be good. Can delete the others, otherwise I'm gonna go crazy later. There we go. Okay, so that already fits a lot of the initial idea. It's a really good start. I'm gonna do something, as you can see from looking at the base image, it's taken from a fair distance. So just like when you're looking at mountains in the distance and you see the atmosphere between the mountain and you, and it kind of just softens all the shadows and kind of turns them blue. So a perfectly dark shadow here, something that should be black, turns into this blue that's at about like 50%. So that's exactly what we need to do for whatever we put on. I'm just going to create a group. Put everything in here for now. And it's going to be called meat. It is a pretty blue. The atmosphere has a pretty color. And we're going to add this to everything. And we're going to put this on Leiden. And this will essentially like lock down this as the darkest color. It probably shouldn't quite be this light, especially like near the edge here. So here's something I'm going to do. We know that over here, it needs to be this color. So it's approximately the one we chose, a little bit darker. But we need that, we can see that over here, it's actually a much darker color. So what I'm gonna do is set up a gradient. I'm gonna, please, there we go. Thanks, Photoshop. Please, Photoshop, just do your thing. Why? Photoshop being normal once again. Nope. Don't know why it doesn't let me do that. Is it only this layer? Paint bucket works. Strange. I could just do gradient layer. I mean, it's not a permanent fix, but same thing. Oh, and I could do... I can do this. So I essentially add this to the entire image just to see how much I fucked it up. So just heard that song. Should be better. The probe NASA sent to Jupiter's named Juno, so basically Jupiter's wife, is checking up on his affairs and bastard children. I love that. So if we make that a little darker, no. Okay, I'm gonna add a manual group or a manual layer It just gets a little darker around the bottom. So we can essentially fix up these mistakes, and around the sides too. Like, it's not perfect, but it should at least work better. And how do I use this? I guess I can group these up into a single layer, and then we put that on lighten. Sounds good. Then we can take the saturation and kind of reduce it. So what this effect will do is essentially like whatever we put on here will just get this look like there's atmosphere in between. That's the idea. Might have to fix it up manually. Hey, Cryptid. During the Apollo missions, hydrogen would often leak and catch fire. Sounds dangerous. Friends invisible to the naked eye. They started using brooms to detect leaks. Okay, one more thing we can do here. And I'm just going to add a random piece of meat around the area where we want this. Because what I want to do next is getting these clouds from the background and putting them on top of the meat. So we're going to have to find a way to select these clouds out, which is a little hard against a really complex background like this. Maybe channels? Let's see. Get some contrast with the red channel. Okay. This definitely works for the lower ones. It gives us a really nice edge. Not for the upper ones here. But I think this plus a little bit of manual editing could do the trick. We don't need to get every single bit of cloud. That's a good thing. Like if we miss a bit of cloud, we don't lose out too much. So what I'm doing here is basically creating a selection. Like this will turn into a selection where the white is selected and the black isn't. And that's what we're gonna put on top of the meat. So obviously we only care about the cloud area. The rest is just gonna be unceremoniously deleted. We love fun facts over here. I'm a big fun facts enjoyer. My brain cannot hold on to a person's name, even if they told me several times, but can hold on to a bunch of fun facts. The modern southern US accent is very similar to what the British accent sounded like. French went to the same thing with Quebec. I love that. Okay, this bit of the clouds is definitely going to be messier. And it's mostly because there's a lot of really bright buildings underneath. So if it doesn't look great, we can always like complement it with some external clouds. We can just take like different smoky or cloud textures and add them on top to just help out a little bit. But we'll see. For now, we're just seeing the selection, and we're not really seeing how this will look like when applied. Might look great, might look terrible. We won't know for another minute or two. I think we can't really salvage this cloud. It's like right in front of the building. Every cloud is, but right in front of a very bright building. So it can't really be excised from it. The word orchid comes from the Greek word for testicle. I never thought about that, but yeah, that's true. I never thought those would be related. I like the Greek word for testicle is still used in a lot of like medical terms for it. Like orchitis is inflammation of the testicles or an infection of them. Hello, Bean. The boy is here. Oh, you want to get some water? Okay, go ahead. He's now like pretty much only exclusively drinking water from my desk. I gotta constantly refill it. Bean, don't press on the keyboard. Thank you. The trick to make him drink more water worked too well. Careful, Bean. Keeps pressing on the... No! Let me... Bean, you've messed with Photoshop too much. Now it's confused. It's okay. I brought it back, Bean. He was pressing on the keyboard. He must have messed with something. Here he is. Clitoria Mariana was named after a woman the bonus in Discovery was fond for. Oh my god. Okay. I guess I'll still add the top clouds there to the selection, since those are pretty much perfect. And we'll probably end up using them, or at least a part of them. Everything outside of this region is not going into the selection. How does that work? There's still some buildings kind of showing up. But I think we might be able to fix that directly on the on the edit itself. So we turn this into a selection, we bring back the original image, we apply that, and here it is. Didn't take all the clouds, but where it shows up, it looks good. It's just, I guess, not strong enough in some areas. I wonder, what if I take, for example, dodge and burn, or sorry, it should be dodge. To increase how strong these clouds are. There we go. That's doing something. It might bring some more like building looking textures, but if it does, we can remove those specific clouds manually, I think. Yeah, like over here, for example. Anything that looks too square, gotta get rid of. Kitty Firestorm, thank you for the follow. A deaf and blind beetle accidentally extinct called a Hitler beetle. Because neo-Nazis keep catching them. Why would they name it Hitler beetle? What a curse to be laid upon you unknowingly. There are some plants that only exist in cultivation, as in they're extinct elsewhere, or they were created in cultivation and never existed in the wilds. So I can believe both things. There are plants whose scientific name translates into big deformed dick. Oh no. A maggot cheese. It's not the only maggot cheese. It used to be that Cabrales, which is a really famous cheese from Asturias, could have maggots. It wasn't a, you know, at least with some styles of it and stuff. You could find it like that. Obviously now with like health regulations you don't anymore, but it doesn't surprise me. Okay, I'm gonna put some of these like softer clouds on top of these like chunkier ones, because like these ones don't have buildings behind them, so the selection came out a lot softer and better, and I don't think it'll be noticeable, the difference. Hey Rose, dropping in to say hi. Hey Rose, have a good night. Oh no, I fucked up. Oh, so stupid. Okay, hold on. I need to go back a few steps. There we go. Okay, shouldn't move this one. I was moving the wrong layer, so I took out this bit of clouds that actually looked good. But I noticed, so that's okay. Whoa, there we go. Okay, nice. We got some clouds on top. We can add more if we need to. But I don't know if we will. Let's kind of keep it like that for now. We'll call this clouds. Truck nuts. I know about truck nuts. A true blight upon the world. It is a very US thing though. Just like trucks in general. I mean, truly funny plant thing to me is that, you know, being made a mess with this water. A funny plant thing to me is that we have destroyed banana plants so much that they can't exist in the wild anymore. First of all, they don't make seeds, so they would have a hard time propagating just through asexual reproduction, right? Because we as humans can just move the little buds around, but they couldn't do that in the wild very well. But even if they could pass that hurdle, in their seeds back or whatever, the bananas themselves, like the big thing of bananas that grows from each plant, is so heavy that if you don't put like a stick or something to lift it up and to kind of keep it in check, it will topple the entire plant. The poor thing is cannot exist without our help. It is completely dependent on us. And we have made them that way. Yeah, the Cavendish, which is most bananas. We bred them into monstrosities, yeah. So funny to me. Just like Balatro, yeah. Balatro's bananas are a reference to that. Roses only have 5 true petals? Interesting. So the others are just like modified leaves? Okay, so we've essentially set up the picture here with all the things on top of the meat. So we can essentially just place it around, and then we won't have to do as much work to put it all together. I'm going to do a selection of these pieces of meats. I might actually just, hold on, just select them one by one. So we take this one, just going to separate them into their own layers, which will make them easier to work with. And that gives us 3 little layers. And yeah, these are pretty good. Pretty good base textures. They're not like the reddest of meat. I think it's probably chicken or some kind of bird. That's okay, because we can change colors. So it's not too much of a big deal. So we can essentially just place these around and have them create a nice edge, the border of the meat empire. Don't know where to put this one though. Doesn't have a great edge. What's that? Huh. Some leftover layer somewhere. I think it might be this. Yeah, okay. Little leftovers from the lungs. There we go. We got him. Making roses with high petal counts effectively infertile. Very interesting. So just we fucked them up just like bananas. Fucking love Balatro, same. I haven't played in a bit. Actually, I haven't played since I played it on stream a couple weeks ago. It is meat time, Kempt. How you doing? Oh, I just realized Bean isn't on frame. In frame. There we go. There he is. The boy. Okay, more meat chunks. I think this one might make a good downtown meat chunk. And we need some more. We got guts. I think the guts make better textures on top of the meat to just kind of break it up. But I don't want like a section of just guts. I think they should be mixed in with the rest. We got heart. I feel the same about the heart. It's probably best for extra textures. It also has like a very specific heart-like texture to it. So I don't know. Maybe it's an intermediate, for example, like we put it on top of this chunk here that we need to fill in. And just like softly mix it up with the other meats. Yeah, it's pretty good that way. Obviously, each photo is gonna have a slightly different tone. We're gonna try to like more or less match them, but I don't worry like too much about it because later on we're just gonna do the color of the whole thing. We're just gonna add a color layer on top of everything and just bring it together. So far it's looking pretty good even without like touching the colors. So I'm not too worried. Yeah, we'll do like a whole color management thing later. Have all the meat you need. Have some pics of what the butcher is left at the landfill. I got those. The stack of skins. I got those in my folder. Yeah, I don't know if those are good for this picture though. Let me see. What else do I have in my folder? I think we need more like steak kind of meat. So let's look for steak. Obviously, we want the raw stuff. I'm gonna get hungry. Looking at all these steak. Haven't eaten in a while, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna have a good lunch after this. After the stream. Okay, let's see. This one... I guess the problem with steaks is that it's usually like cut very geometric. Like, don't think this will be that useful. Yeah, what cuts of meat should we use? What's a cut of meat that's not as square or as rectangular as steak? Give me names in English. I don't know meat cut names in English. Fruits have such high sugar content we can no longer feed them to zoo animals, really? Hey Maxwell, how you doing? Can't stay too long. Drive to a baby shower. Yeah, I think this could be textures, but it's too slabby. We also got this chunk of meat, which is pretty good, pretty smooth, but decent still. I don't think it's a good one for like the edges. I think it's a better one to keep at the back. It does have some like nice reflections. Yeah, I don't know where this one goes, but we'll find a place for it. Flat iron steaks. This part of the lung is pretty blurry, so I'm seeing if just adding some texture to it would help. I think it does. This one needs some color management because it's really red compared to the rest, but just make it a little more orange. A little brighter, maybe. And then maybe I add this to the lung, like this. What if I turn that into a texture? No. Let's see flat iron steak. Nope. It's giving us pictures of irons. There is one picture that fits all those words. It's a sandwich. Looks tasty though. Roasts. That's gonna... I need raw meat. a roast is already gonna be cooked, right? Yeah. What about just meats? What will that give us? Okay. It's a few different cuts at least. It's a good start. The Peter pepper. It's a fun sound to it. Ooh, look at these cuts of meat. It's good. It's good stuff. Hey, talking about peppers, I made my own spicy sauce the other day. Come on, great. I used, hold on. I got a picture of it somewhere. Where did I put this? Here. I called it La Furia del Frijol. I needed a spicy sounding name, so it's called Bean's Fury. Because there's like Bean, it's not that furious. I tried not making it too spicy, because otherwise my partner can't even try it. Yeah, it is cayenne pepper, and then a type of non-spicy pepper that's used in Spain a lot, called ñora. That looks really cute. They look like this. That's a dried version, of course. The fresh version, they look like this. I've never seen them fresh though. They're always used dried. You put them in some hot water for like 5 minutes just to rehydrate a bit, and then you just use that pulp for like soups. I've used it a lot for soups, and I figured, hey, that might be a good one to make a base for a spicy sauce. So that's what I did. Come on, great. Tell your partner to be stronger. I am doing it. I am slowly getting her accustomed to spicier and spicier food. Because I love my food spicy, and she doesn't tolerate spicy very well. So I've just slowly been driving up the spice whenever I cook. Just a little bit more spicy until she like gets used to it, because it's something you kind of build up tolerance to, right? So I'm working on it. Good old conditioning. She's aware of it. Like, this is not I'm not going her behind her back to do that. If you're worried. Although it would be a really funny prank to play on someone. Ah, you've built up tolerance to spicy now. Gotcha. Interesting. Did not know that, Maxwell. I built up a lot of tolerance to spice myself because I just have I love spicy food, and I will put, I don't know, hot sauces on so many things. Or just like, not necessarily sauces, but I will put in like a lot of spicy spices, right? Like cayenne. It's and you know, those pepper flakes, that sort of thing. I use that a lot in cooking. So whenever I cook, it comes out quite spicy. Even if I don't really mean to make it very spicy. It just happens. I like these chunks. We're gonna need to like smooth out the texture on top to make it feel like more like an interconnected thing. But I feel like it's a great base. Actually, maybe we can use the heart there. Let's try out the hearts. Let's see if that works. Your friend across the street cooks for his partner. It's always a little spicy when it's comfortable for you. Oh no. Make him try bitter things that you love. Exactly. We get revenge. That's a pretty nice combo. Meat chunks plus hearts. I dig it. Okay. Now, I guess we could make it go into the ocean. Or maybe we just kind of end it here and then have another chunk kind of come out of the ocean. Might be best. Because like it would be going into the ocean, but it's like thick enough that you don't see like that edge with the water. It's kind of behind the curve. Yeah, I think that might be good. Let me reuse the lungs, because they're pretty much like a perfect texture for this. And, you know, gotta take advantage of that. So, especially the bits that we don't get to see in the original here. Definitely reuse those, right? Gonna rotate it a little. Then we take the meat chunks. I should have a meat counter that just ticks up every time I say the word meat. It would probably break. The counter would be begging for its life at the end of the stream. On days where spicy food feels a lot more painful than other days. Very interesting. Okay, we're close to getting like the base texture for most of the meats. We need to do this, and then the one that's on the other shore. Oh, I got the weirdest or funniest scam on Tumblr today. You know, I've had a few like very similar ones where somebody will contact you and say, hey, I want to buy your art. It's always very non-specific like that. Like, buy my art maybe makes sense for like a traditional artist who's doing paintings. But for me, it already like, you know, if I get that sort of message, I know it's going to be a scam. And it's usually NFTs. But this person was very strange. I kind of like kept replying to them because it's just weird. So they say, I hope you're doing well. I've been admiring your art's works, as two words, lately, and I'd love to explore a potential collaboration with you. I believe your work would resonate beautifully with our audience. Like, this is an account called Brian Art Photographs, and they pretend to be a photographer, right? With like what is soon to be stolen photos. Anyway, I believe your work would resonate beautifully with our audience, and I'd love to discuss how we can partner to showcase and sell your pieces. So I just replied, this is an NFT thing, right? They say no. Oh, so I get surprised. I was completely expecting this would be NFT scam or some sort. They say no. I want to buy the rights to ownership of the photos. I'm willing to offer a reasonable amount if you agree. Are you interested? Ownership? Okay. I say ownership? What would you want that? I could offer licenses for specific uses, but I'm not fully selling my copyright to any piece. He replies, we buy the ownership. Hold on. I got bugged here. We don't buy the physical copies, only the ownership rights. We use them on a contract purpose. Like, what would you use them for? I tell him there are no physical copies, my art is digital. He replies, we sell them to companies, and they use them by signing contracts with other top companies in respect of their coming in at an end of deal. It's really broken English. So I reply, which companies would that be? He replies, Samsung, Oxford, like the university, iPhones, etc. Yeah, you know, iPhones, the company. So I replied, now please tell me why these companies and university would need pieces of photo manipulated horror art. I'd love to take a look at that contract, I say. He replies, and this is the last reply. I just saw a notification, so I got reminded of it. He replies, you mean the documents of the contract agreements? Hello, are you there? Like, poking me about it.
My favorite company, iPhones.
iPhones. It's so funny. Hey Samsung, you want this body horror image? Hey Oxford, you want this medical horror? Exactly. Okay, what should I reply to him? He replies pretty much instantly, so we can probably get a reply during the stream. He asks, you mean the documents of the contract agreement? Yes, I'd love to see those documents. If you don't mind. And maybe examples of past contracts you've done with companies such as Oxford. You know, the company Oxford University. Let's see, let's hope he replies. We'll see. What other artists he's worked with. Yeah, we gotta ask them that. We'll keep it to like low amount of questions. I usually see when you interact with the scammers, if you ask too many things, they will only like reply to the easiest things to answer, and they will ignore the rest. So kind of like gotta step up the questions like slowly. You're telling me iPhone themselves are offering to buy my art? You're turning them down? Get Buckwild and ask if you could pay you in teeth. I mean, it's gonna end up something silly like that. Okay, my partner is flying in at 7:30, so I gotta take a look at the time so I don't end the stream too late. Pick her up. Okay. Where were we? Yes, meat. Need to fill in this little corner, and I feel like we can reuse some of the chicken chunks. We definitely have this one, which like barely shows up there. And this like triangular one. Yeah, that one's good. It has a weird edge. Let me fix that up real quick. Not doing it in my usual way, where I do it as a layer mask. Kind of going buck wild and removing it with the eraser. Don't do this at home, kids. Okay, we just need to fill in this little chunk. We're gonna repeat this. There we go. Make it a little bigger. Layer mask to mix it in. Beautiful. Okay, what is this one? That's the lungs. Mix those in. Great. Okay, we filled in the main chunk of meat. We need to do that one on top. You should ask exactly which piece they're interested in. Make her scroll your portfolio and pick some horror. That's a good call. I love messing with scammers. It's always funny. Okay, I guess let's reuse one of the chicken chunks again for this. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. Gonna have it like pop out of the water. And since these little strands kind of look like a little bit separated, I feel like we can just like lean into that and make it feel like it's little tentacles or something that are going over the bridge. My uncle works at iPhone. I want to see if this guy replies. It should pop up on my phone. I'm gonna keep Tumblr active. There we go. Hopefully that'll make it show up. It's pretty wild how many scams there are specifically for artists. Like, you know, artists, famously rich people. Why they're targeting artists? Because a lot of them are just like work things, like, oh, we're gonna buy your art, or I'm gonna do a commission. It's like a fake commission. It's usually refund scams where they'll like pretend they sent you like too much money and, oh, please, can you give me the rest back? That sort of thing, right? And they didn't actually send you money, or it's a check that'll bounce, so you'll actually, it looks like you got money, but you didn't, that sort of thing. Really common scams, but it's kind of fucked up that they target artists. But yeah, I guess this is my PSA. If you're an artist, or you want to be, or want to like work, do commissions as an artist, etc. You can be on the lookout for this sort of thing. You usually like spot them instantly when they contact you, because it's just like a general like style of message. The content might be different, but it's generally like a very generic, oh, I love your art, without mentioning any specifics. And then, and oh, there's a variation of this lately, but yeah, usually it's a very generic thing, doesn't mention any specifics, and says like something very general, as like, I want to buy your art, or I want to do a commission, and the commission sounds like very generic too. It's usually for a wedding or someone's birthday. There's always stuff like that. And you've seen a couple, you'll learn to recognize them pretty much instantly. The deli industry's getting out of hand. Unstoppable Tiny Raw Chicken. Hey, Proximity. Welcome. Also, oh, I'm gonna remove the ship, right? Or do we keep the... It feels... If it was like a military-looking ship, I would keep it. But, you know, feels like a shipping thing. At least for the big one. We can keep the small ones. Because maybe they're like little ships trying to navigate this situation, or like reconnaissance or military things, like they're trying to fight back. How long do you guys think it would take for like the US government to nuke a city like at this point? At this point in the meat story. Put it on my lobster bib. Time to eat. Thank you, Spacey. I guess maybe I'll just put that here. Just kind of dips into the water. Yeah, let's remove the sketch, because it's already done enough. Yeah, good. They should send a crack team of eating contest winners and prize chefs. Like how they send the drillers up to the meteor in Armageddon. Your only hope. You need to eat the meat. Okay, I don't love how this one kind of pops out of nothing. Maybe we connect it to this one. Yeah. Okay, I think we've officially placed the main chunks of meat. We need eyes and stuff, that's important. But it's a good start. So we're gonna do a soft light and a color layer just to figure out the general lighting and match up the color between each of these disparate chunks. Okay, don't like the edge of this bit. Also sailboats here, which don't make a lot of sense. Just like the big shipping boats. I assume these are sailboats, at least. I'm okay with like some other small ships, but if it looks like a recreational sailboats, it does not make a lot of sense to me. Could end world hunger. The problem with this meat is that if you eat it, it eats you back. Like you can't digest this, but it can't digest you. So it'll just you will become more meat for the pile. This business is happening because some chunks got torn off and fell to Earth, right? Yes. What happened to other planets? If we drifted too close to Jupiter, we had an event, even bigger meat planet on our hands. No, because it didn't accidentally drift too close to Earth. Like Terry gods like specifically seeked out a planet with life, or a planet that at least like has. I don't think it can detect like whether a planet has life right at a glance, but you can probably tell that this planet has like liquid water. It's like the right planet, to like reproduce here, create one more meat planet, and it will go and spread the seeds there. So it wouldn't do that on Jupiter because it's a gas giant, so it wouldn't really like be able to take over. It would find like solid planets. I guess Jupiter has solids in the center, but most of it is the gas giants. Okay. It's not like this little chunk here. I think I might change it. But yeah, for now, let's continue with the lighting. Like this part in general is going to be mixed up with the buildings and stuff, so that's something we'll have to figure out for later. That's a problem for future me. As for the color of the meat, it's actually like slightly pink. I can actually, hold on. Let me open up Jupiter here. And you can see, especially when you see it in space with like nothing, no atmosphere in the middle, it's a little purplish, and you can see that here pretty well as well. Here it's kind of behind fire, which will change the temperature of the color. So I feel like this would be closer, like what we're doing right now would be closer to this. So I'm going to try to match that. I feel like it would be somewhere around here. It's like a pinkish red. Will it die if you cook it? I mean, maybe if you cook it in like an industrial like oven for steel or something like that. It needs really, really high temperatures to die. Because it survived like the re-entry burn to the earth, or the entry burn to the earth, from all the like friction from the atmosphere. It took that, no problem. Like, it can be charred on the outside, but the inside will still be uncooked and ready to pop back up. Okay, is that better for the color? Let me actually just plump this one in so I can match the colors. Let's see. What is that color? Oh, that's pretty much what I was doing. There's nothing big enough to cook except for stars, that's true. No way you get close enough for that to happen. Yeah, and if you try to cook the earth to kill it, it would also kill every other living thing, so cooking it is not an option, unfortunately. Gonna add a levels layer. I think we add a bit of contrast, but generally make it fairly dark. It's a bit better color-wise. We're still gonna have to go in and edit a bunch of things, but it's a better base. I guess let me also add some regular shadows right under. And I guess I'll put this in the group because it needs to also be affected by the atmosphere and stuff. Where's the light coming from in our photo? It's coming from, as you can see, from like this little building, for example. It's a good example of this one. It's going from behind here, so things would cast a shadow like this. And kind of exaggerating the shadow just so I can see what I'm doing, but okay, now we take this shadow layer and we reduce the opacity until we get something that makes sense. And we also add some strong shadows to the meat itself, because it would be casting shadows on itself too. For example, here. Okay, let me soften some of these up. We'll have to redo this bit here. Oh, bean, don't get scared. It's like your body getting a fever to kill bacteria, but killing you off also because your body kind of shouldn't go way up. Exactly. You can't kill this thing without killing everything else on Earth. Like, if you don't, unless you react like extremely quickly to the moments like where you get infected by this thing, you're pretty much screwed. And even then, your chances aren't great. But at least if you react quickly, you got better chances. Obviously, when this landed on Earth, people didn't know what it was. People didn't know it was like the planet reproducing. So when they noticed, it was way too late. Yeah, I forgot I had a hue saturation thing. Without that, the meat is so saturated. Yeah. This bit here on the lighten layer, it's not feel right. Why is that? Dissolve? Oh, there we go. Okay, put that in lighten again. Yeah, I think I need to make it a little hazier. That looks better. Accept that edge. There we go. And let's come up with a better corner here, because I didn't really like how that layer was coming out. Let's do... What could we do? Oh, we didn't really use this one. That's other chunks of meat. That's a little hard. I feel like it's not pointy enough. We could use this chunk right here. Right? Because, I mean, I guess it's this. But we could reuse it in a different way. So let me hit the select subjects. And take this chunk. Let's see what we can do with it. It's good meat. Can't let good meat go to waste. So we do that. We sort of mix it in with the rests. Whoa, don't freak out, Photoshop, please. All right, it's better edge, I hope. Let's fix up the shadows, of course. I think we just need to take black, put it here, and that should do. It kind of looks like a malformed foot. First thing I hear is don't freak out, Photoshop, please. It keeps happening. So hi, Scully. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Photoshop freaking out is regular occurrence here. And me complaining about it is even more regular. do a little bit of texture here. It is a blurry area, like a bit too dark. Maybe we use the heart again, which makes for some good, like, intermediate textures. Let's see, let's put it here. Let's put it above, and then find a good area to clone from. Cute kitty? Yeah, his name is Bean. We love him. He's the most important part of the stream. Oh, and he just clicked. Just clicked on my mouse. Ooh, big yawn. Ooh, there you go. He's presenting me his belly. Yes, he wants scratches. Don't you? Yeah, you do. Let me give you those scratches. He loves it. You're so sleepy. Yeah, you are. He's purring. Good Bean. Very good Bean. One kiss. One kiss. Thank you. He's sleepy, but he'll still like subtly move with his belly up because he wants. He noticed you were giving him attention. It's like, please scratch here. And when I stop it, see, he comes after me. Oh, Bean. Come on over here. You wanna jump on? Come on, I need a scarf right now. Can you be a scarf? He's headbutting my face. Come on. Oh, come on. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Hey, do you guys want to hear a crunch? We can do a crunch with no mic filters or anything. Let's see. Let's see if we get a good one. Good one, Bean. That was a really good crunch. Oh, Camp, you have a good night. Sleep well. ASMR. It was a good crunch, wasn't it? Top tier crunch, Bean. Got to hit record this time. God damn it. Guess I can at least clear the recording. There we go. Careful. Hi. Good shoulder bean. You're my favorite shoulder bean. Yes, you are. What is it? You want to go down? Whoa, big jump. What does it mean? His tail is right in front of the meat. Oh, looks like it's going back to bed. Oh, oh yeah. Really good. Really good pose. He's doing... When he feels like all comfy, he'll start like needing the air, so I'll start doing this with his fingers. Oh, he stopped now. Oh, he's already sleeping. I was quick. Your second favorite shoulder being? Hard to tell. It's only Bean. It's the only one allowed on my shoulders. He is precious. I should do more Bean edits. And I guess for context, in case some people won't know, I have a whole account dedicated to Bean, and it's all completely unedited pictures of him. Never seen it. Let's open the Blue Sky one. Cryptid Bean on Blue Sky. Just normal pictures of him. Perfectly normal. It's also on like Instagram and Twitter. But nobody being on Twitter anymore. I'll post very often there because I need to have pictures, but yeah, maybe I don't know when exactly, but one of the next few streams we should do some Bean edits. That would be fun. I forgot it existed. I mean, it's kind of my main place right now, I'll be honest. With Twitter going the way it went. Twitter feels like a dead mall. Like, I'll go to my following tab, and I'll just, like, scroll a little bit, and it's tweets from, like, days ago. Like, it will... There's nobody posting there anymore. It's so dead. It's incredible how much he fumbled the bag. Like, not that Twitter was, like, the best social media before Musk, but or the biggest social media. It wasn't at all. It's never been like an A-lister in social media, but he fumbled the bag so hard. Bean Butter probably standing upright like a human man and staring you with your own eyes. I like that. I was actually thinking of doing Bean video edits, like doing something very simple, but it should be doable. I have this video of Bean playing. Let me see if I can find it. We're just like going nuts. Okay, here, give me a sec. He's just going crazy. And he just stops at that moment and just gives you that look. Like, oh. Now? And I thought it would be funny to do like another eye open in here. Like right at this moment. Just by using this eye opening from now. Like, we get a blink here. Or I don't know if it's full blink, but from these few frames of an eye opening, just placing that here in the center. We shouldn't have to do that much. Maybe if we have like more full blink, but I don't know if he does during this video. You ever notice how cats don't fully blink like a lot of the time? They'll do like half blinks. They'll like slowly close their eyes a little bit like that. A creature feature featuring the creature. Oh, you got JPEG'd. Don't JPEG my bean. Yeah, I think this is the best we got in the video. But like probably using that and like maybe adding, because it goes really fast, right? So like adding 1 or 2 more frames of closed eye, which we can do in Photoshop, and then just like place on like DaVinci Resolve or something, and just like fairly simple edits. Should be. I think we can do it. I'm not, like, I don't know that much about video editing. Conspiracy theories that he fucked Twitter up on purpose because it had too many people hurting his feelings. Absolutely. He wants to intentionally disrupt people access to breaking news. I could believe that. Birds often blink 1 eye at a time. That's interesting. And they nap with 1 eye open. Okay, this is coming along. Obviously we need, one of the big things we need as far as textures go is eyes. And we have used frog eyes in the past. We got a bunch from other edits that we could reuse to some extent. I don't want to like reuse the same ones again and again because it's gonna start to be noticeable really quick. That said, there are not that many good frog eyes online, so at some point they're gonna have to repeat. Toad could be good. You could see this on like one of the edges. Here's another good one. Again, I don't know if we've used these already. I'm just like scrolling down a little because I'm pretty positive that we've used this one, that we use this one, like there's some that I'm pretty positive we've used already. They're all fairly similar, but ooh, look at this one with a smaller pupil. This one's really dilated. I don't think we've used it. Okay, we got a few good ones, I think, that I don't think have been used before. And frogs are very underutilized for horror, I'm gonna say. But they have good eyes. I love frog eyes. Okay, I'm just doing a simple selection of the ones I need. And, you know, there are some pictures like this one where you could use two. But for now, let's do the one. Because we don't need that many eyes. It's like a big one and a few small ones. Okay, let's place them around. We're gonna have to do their colors individually, but it's not a huge deal. They hold secrets, they definitely do. And honestly, I'm glad I chose frog eyes when we did the initial Terry image, because obviously I didn't think it was going to be a series at the time, but the frog eyes have become like such a like integral part of Terry's look that they just work. Okay. Don't know where to put this one. We need to find our main eye, which I think should be like around here. Maybe this one? Has a bit of a pattern that the others don't, but it's pretty good. Yeah, it works quite well. Okay, those are good eyes. What are some other Terry things we could add? Let me look through other Terry pieces. This kind of connective tissue, which is just, you know, steaks, is fairly common throughout Terry images. These like cut bones also appear sometimes. Teeth don't always appear, but sometimes they do. And brain tissue. I guess brain tissue only appeared during the first one. It's like a whole just full, like a section of Terry, but I guess it's here in this one. It's in this edge. I haven't really done brains in any other, but I don't think like brains would show up until it's like a very, very large thing. So maybe that's one for the ending. We get like a chunk of brain tissue in there as well. Yeah, I think we should add some like white connective tissue. I think that's pretty good for texture. That's basically it in terms of like textures to add, I think. And obviously we need to do the eyes. So I'm like removing the colors from them on this layer. So we can, oh, it's actually painting on them. Silly. I was like, why are these eyes all gray? They shouldn't be. There we go. And we gotta give them their own shadows. Do a little bit of that. Okay, good. I'm gonna do another color layer only for the eyes. So that's gonna be color eyes. And because the eyes are mostly the same color as the body, they're just like a little bit darker. So yeah, just paint that and then darken it in a separate soft light layer or something. Oh, moving my mouse. Pushing his little bed. Oh. I do not like that reflection on this eye. It's clearly like a flash or a ceiling, like it's an artificial light. Okay, which eye is that? This one. So we gotta add just a regular reflection, like a sun reflection, which is a circle. And I guess same for the others. Thankfully, it's pretty easy to just make a sun reflection compared to recreating reflections of like complex light sources. The reflection of the sun is just points in a circle. Just giant skylights. Don't you have those in the Canary Island? Yes, I guess I've never noticed. Should pay more attention.
Very briefly reveal all of existence to be an artifice. Of course perturbed by the giant meat planet in the sky, but the keen eye the mass mortals noticed that its size reflected a light bulb.
I love that. That's actually a good horror story prompt in general. Like a monster that doesn't harm you, it just reveals reality to be fake. This coming together, I feel like the eyes really brought some, like, needed like volume to everything. Which makes it come together. Yeah, connective tissue. We had mentioned that. I think for that, we just search for steak. I'm gonna keep these other frog eyes in case we want to add more eyes. You never know. Steak. And we find a nice like raw steak with some good like connective tissue lines going through it. And that is what we used. It's this one. This might be a little too clean. This might be good. Slightly thick, but could be good. Oh. Bean, what is he dreaming about? Did you see him twitch? Twitching on Twitch? He just stopped. He always stops when I switch the camera to him. The Bean curse. Reminds me of your idea of a monster that looks badly photoshopped to the naked eye. Yeah, I still really want to do that. And I don't know if you've noticed from the last few streams where we've been doing like one-off single idea type things like house meets or the lighthouse mimics or the tear bird, which I don't know if you saw, I just posted today. Which I probably shouldn't have because it's a weekend, and I know things posting on weekends tend to do pretty bad, but I didn't notice. So whoops. Buried on social media. And undo the weekend curse. Yeah, a tear bird. All these are ideas from that I had years and years ago, and they were just noted down with my ideas in like a little notes thing I got. And I'm trying to like get to some of these old ideas, and the monster that looks badly photoshopped, that just looks like a guy that's been badly photoshopped into images, is really fun. I really want to do that someday. A monster that has a constant red circle around it and an arrow. Specifically haunts YouTubers. How pink to make this? I think I'm just gonna have to add a little bit of pink to the entire image. I'm not quite sure yet. Gonna have to figure that out. Okay, yeah, we were at connective tissues. Did I get out a picture for that? Oh yeah. I did get this one. Which I'm gonna pull on top like this so I can see what I'm doing. It's just a small chunk, to be honest. We could use it, but it's not the best quality or anything, so it's not super usable. Let me group up the eyes while I'm at it. So this could work here. It's like this little chunk of white tissue right there. We're gonna have to remove the color from it. Maybe keep it a little brighter. Because the idea is that it adds a little contrast. Okay. And honestly, we could reuse some of the connective tissue from others. From other Terries or Terrilings. I think the last one. Let me get it real quick. The meat wall edits. Yeah, this one had a good chunk of connective tissue that I like. Like this wavy bit over here is pretty cool. So maybe that can be reused. Let me open at PSD. And get some water. Remember to hydrate, folks. Gonna have to go in half an hour, approximately. I forgot this one had a butt version. Only you guys get to see that. I think it might be this. Yeah. Let me find a place for it here. Can I convert to layers? No. I think that might actually be the one from the very first. Yep, it is. Okay, so check this edge right here. It's the same from here. So I guess the chunk I wanted to use is a little bit from here. But it's fine. It doesn't feel like it's too copy pasted. Where should I put it? Okay, I can definitely put a little chunk of connective tissue here. And it's gonna need to be brighter. Okay, and a copy of it using another chunk, which can go here, perhaps. The trick is not using like the same bits in the same way in different images. Say, if I reuse this chunk, I just gotta make sure that, you know, when we look at this, it doesn't feel too similar or used in the same way. And honestly, I might just flip it to make it less recognizable. And then we can just change a few details about it. And that should be different enough. At least I hope. And let's use some whites in the color as well to distinguish it. There we go, connective tissues. Okay, I think we're good on textures. Actually, while I'm adding eyes, could have one in the back here, which I kind of forgot about. Doesn't fit the lighting too well, actually. It's a little bit annoying. Maybe here. It's a better fit for the lighting, at least. And yeah, that actually works fairly well. We remove the color from here. And then we change the soft light. So it's not as dark there. Okay, good. What do you think, B? No. Okay, one more thing I wanted to do here is combine some things with the background, so like have some buildings kind of poke out of the meats. That's gonna be a little hard considering how chunky I made it here. So I'm trying to think, like, should I spread it out, make it feel like not as thick here? I think that might be best, actually. So I'm gonna need a little bit more edge. Maybe one of the chicken chunks. If I can get it here. It's the one I used that like tentacles of sorts. Okay, where is it? Here. Yeah, this could work. Let me try at least. So we're gonna add a layer mask to this whole thing. And I guess I'm just gonna reduce the opacity so I can see the buildings below. And I'm just gonna have some of the buildings kind of poke out and change the edge. So it's like snaking in between the buildings at this scale. And in some cases kind of like partially burying them, but we can still see the top. Something like that. I'm kind of just guessing for now. We'll see if it actually fits once I put in the full opacity. Because right now we're just kind of feels like semi-translucent goop. And we're gonna have to do the shadow on a different layer, but that's fine, I think. Should we have the pyramid building kind of poke out? I feel like it's too deep in, unfortunately. Sad. I wanted the pyramid. The Bass Pro Shop pyramid. But the funny, if it didn't involve redoing a large chunk of the edits, I would consider it. But unfortunately for the funny, I am lazy. Maybe this one could poke out. It's a pretty tall one. Okay, let's see. Turn on the opacity. And some of the edges we gotta redo, but I like it. I like how the buildings poke out. So I would call that idea a success. Even though I can't really tell the shape of some of these buildings. This one like skew. I don't know, weird building to be honest, but go off San Francisco. Where's the pyramid? The pyramid is over here, so it's in like a very deep chunk. The Bass Pro Shop pyramid lasted only because the employees and shoppers strapped within would not stop shooting the meat. For the first time, they became the hunted. Are there guns at a Bass Pro Shop? I'm asking this seriously. I've obviously never been to one. Do they have like hunting stuff too, or is it just fishing? Because it would be really funny if the last stand of humanity against Terry the Meat Planet's child was the Bass Pro Shop pyramid. Think they do? The last line of defense. Push back away for a short time. The brave troops at the Bass Pro Shop. The last line of defense for humanity. Okay, any other buildings I should kind of cut out? Cut in. Maybe a little bit more here. I'm not sure. Okay, there's definitely some shadows. That we should add. For example, you know, anything behind this building would be covered by the shadow of said building. Anything behind this building, this one, this one. A little bit of this one definitely. We got pretty long shadows in this photo. And then the other way around, so like under the meats, we're gonna copy this layer and then just do some shadows like this, yeah. Because we eliminated a bunch of shadows by doing all this work on the layer mask. So we just gotta bring some of them back. And then I guess we can try the same thing here, but it's definitely like very small buildings in comparison, so not something we can fully redo. There's definitely a couple here that are taller, slightly taller. So they would withstand the onslaught of meats for a bit longer. Though they would be in the shadow. Pro Shop sells guns, and the mall I worked at had signs posted that if you bought guns at Bass Pro Shop, you were not allowed to bring them inside the mall. America is scary. People who were armed would argue with you all the time, asking them politely to put their new shiny gun in their car. Oh my god, that is the most American thing I've heard in a long time. Terry met the Bass Pro Shop pyramid, and for the first time in their life, they felt fear. The whole Bass Pro Shop pyramid prides itself off the ground, revealing itself to be a gigantic mech. Finally, a worthy opponent. A battle for the ages ensues. Kind of figuring out the edges here and how they would wrap around some of the buildings. This is more of park, it seems. I'm not really sure. A little hill, maybe. Not quite sure what's there. But yeah, these are mostly low-lying buildings. So there's not a ton of interaction. I don't know what this chunk of meat is. Yeah, no, it's mostly fine. Yeah, I think in terms of like interactions between buildings and the meats, we're pretty much good. But what about here? I mean, honestly, this part is pretty much good. Kind of feel like this corner is not great. And I don't know if I should change that. Maybe I add something that kind of bridges this little gap. And that should hopefully be good. Let's see. Let's go back to the hearts. Why not? Heart has good textures. Okay, what can we add to bridge this gap? There's some good like tendon looking bits right there. The amount of Vitru's body inside make them effectively blind. How so? They got too much fluid in their eyes? I assume it would be adapted to, no, a very large eye. I don't think they would be like super effective eyes either. Like if you think about like Terry in space, it needs to be able to see the stars and planets pretty well, but it doesn't need like a ton of definition in those eyes. It might look for like specific cues, like, I don't know, maybe if a planet has a lot of blue, it's telling you, oh, liquid water. Although I don't know if that's an Earth specific thing. More fluid, the more opaque it would get. Oh, I get what you mean, yeah. I was thinking it's gonna be like a pressure thing. Right, focus on the bean. Oh, good. Oh, good stretch, dude. Like Neptune is blue, that's true. I mean, who knows? Maybe it dropped seeds on Neptune before it came to the Earth. Maybe it just sees something blue and goes, ah, well, might as well try. Okay, I am quite happy with this. I got about 7 minutes left before I gotta pack up the stream and leave, because I gotta go pick up my partner at the airport. But let's at least finish up a few things. And I don't know, I might just, if I need to finish up anything big, I might do it on stream. If it's small stuff, I might do it out of stream. Depends on how much is left to do after 10 minutes. We gotta sign this. Angry Shroomish. Shroomish. Thank you for the follow. Episode is actually about the same color as Uranus. Hmm. So we've been tricked? You're telling me NASA is tricking us? I knew it. Knew the Earth was flat. Signature in the streets. That's good. Like, then we cut up a block. It would need to be a pretty clear looking block. Maybe this. We put in like a street going this way, street going this way, and that's it? Does that look good? I don't know. Might as well try. We don't got a lot of time, so yeah. Gotta just go for it. Oh, that's not a good streets. Let me try here. Yeah, that's better. That would copy that. It's a little stretched, but it should work at this scale. It's a little difficult to see. Let me try adding some whites like over here. Yeah, that might be the strats. And then we do the same on this side. That reads now. I feel like that reads. I mean, it's pretty hard, but sometimes you gotta make it difficult for the signature searchers out there. It looks beautiful as long as you can call it beautiful. Terry is beautiful. Come on, look at that meat. The true color is pale. It's not actually blue. I'm exaggerating the edges a little bit more to not make it such a hard time. Yeah, that feels more visible now. It's small, but it's there. Okay. Now, colors. That's the most important bit. And so far, it's not there. And I think we gotta desaturate. It's kind of look very pale and weird right now. But then we just add a bunch of reds and pinks to the whole image. So, let's see. Don't got a lot of time left. Let me check how my partner's doing. Okay. Let me check how the flight is going. So, I don't know if I gotta leave now. Rivals. Okay, this might be delayed. I don't know if that's the right flight. Let me see the true color photo of it. Yeah, that's not very blue at all. I don't think that would fool Terry. Terry would know. Oh, we got a reply from Tumblr scammer. Hold on. Long paragraph. Okay. Context. We got this scammer who's been trying to sell me on this weird thing about me selling the rights to my arts because he wants to, like, quote unquote sell them to companies such as Samsung, iPhones, and Oxford. Right. So I asked him, can you please show me the contract? I'd love to take a look at those documents and maybe examples of past contracts you've done with companies such as Oxford. He replies, I think you're wrong here. The way we buy from you, that's the same way they also buy from us. So the only documents you can have now is the one we use in signing contracts with the online gallery used in getting the ownership rights from you. And this is a really long sentence. Let me restart. So the only documents you can have now is the one we use in signing contracts with the online gallery used in getting the ownership rights from you. And that can only be provided by my manager because he's the only one that signed up the contract with the government officials and also the CEO of the online gallery. That is a sentence. I mean, that is supposed to be a sentence. I love talking to scammers. So okay, he's telling me, he's giving me an excuse, telling me no, I don't have the contract. Um, I mean, let's ask him like what art pieces he would like the rights to. And could you tell me which art pieces would are you're interested in? Bring the rights. You could, I'm gonna ask, you could send me screenshots of the ones you're most interested in. Let's see, I'm gonna make him look through my art and go like, oh, this guy's weird. The choice in companies is really funny. What would phone companies need the Mandelbrot fish for? That's what I'm asking. He does not want to tell me. Oxford wants the flesh snowman, yes. The Mothman ass, yes. Yeah, let's finish this up. I should have a few more minutes considering that it's telling me my partner's flight is delayed. Should be arriving at 7:30, so in like about half an hour. But it's telling me it's gonna get there at 55. It might not be that long, but gonna give myself about 10 more minutes to fix up the effects and the colors. Could not complete command because it's not letting me do the filter. What? Okay. I'm gonna save, I'm gonna leave Photoshop, and I'm gonna re-enter, and if camera raw filter does not work, I guess I'm fucked, but yeah, it's the one last thing I want to do, so if it's something where I gotta like restart my computer or something, then it's nothing to do. Okay, come on, Photoshop. What are you doing? Photoshop. It's opening. Photoshop being cool and normal today. Oh, we got a reply already from Tumblr Man. I don't have specifics. It could be lands, sea, sky, animals. It just has to be natural art photographs. Did this guy see the hummingbird and think I'm doing natural art photographs? It's so fucking funny. I should send them like the weirdest fucking animal. Okay, which piece should I send him? Let me go to my messages on Tumblr. Right, so you guys can see it too. This is high level distractions because I'm supposed to be leaving really soon, but okay. Let me send God, what's the funniest one to send? Fleshstone, maybe? Like the flesh geode? Can I just, no, it doesn't let me. Okay, I need to click here first. Annoying. Flash geode. I say it like this. Oh, it didn't send the text. Oh, it didn't. Hold on. Oh yeah, it did. It did send. It was just like loading, I guess. Well, I guess we'll see if he replies something funny. He's online, so it might not take a long time. Okay, back to Photoshop. Let's try finishing this up in like the next 5 minutes. Will it do? Yes, okay, it's letting me do filters, so I just had to reopen Photoshop. That's good. So we're doing blues and we're doing some pink. And we're doing some noise. It is a scammer moonlit. Yeah. We're just kind of fucking with them. Valdevia Discord role. Moonlit comment on the Discord. Let me give that to you real quick. Let's see. Roles. Where is that? Valdeviant. There it is. You got your role. And a new color. JPEG. Okay, and here is where we really play with the colors, I think. And add reds, pinks. Just see what looks better. Oh god, level 2 JPEG. You're hurting me. Can render him unrecognizable. Yeah, level 3 is pretty intense. That's the max. So you're like one level to the maximum. There it is. This is what you did to me. Look. My poor face. Don't worry, Bean is safe. Okay, the reds are barely being affected here. Is it magentas? It is. Okay. So... let's see. Kind of a... It's difficult to nail the colors here. I think that's what I'm gonna have to like play around with post stream, is just figuring out the right balance of colors. That's the one thing that's bothering me about this edit. Honestly, apart from that, it is pretty great. Quite happy with it. This is raw data from his webcam. Okay, let's go a little bit more intense with the colors. And ooh, okay, that filter really messed with that. Fix that up. And where's the saturation? Okay. There we go. I think that's more or less the right balance. What do you guys think? For now, I'm gonna save it as is. I'm probably gonna go over it and change a few things, but I have to leave, unfortunately. That said, I got a reply. Oh, perfect fucking timing. Thank you, Tumblr scammer. Absolutely yes. He fucking loves it. He loves the meat. Hold on, I'm gonna do I will keep updating you guys about this on the Discord, by the way. The scammer saga. But I'm gonna send in the house meats and go, how about I'm just gonna keep sending you meats. If he says yes, I send him Terry. Just go weirder and weirder. Anyway. Y'all, where am I? Here. My full JPEG. Thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna go pick up my partner at the airport. And yeah, it's the last stream of the week. We'll be back next week, probably Monday. I will put up a schedule for next week, probably Sunday. Is it? It's Sunday already, right? So probably tomorrow. Yeah, I'll put up a link to the a schedule on the Discord itself. So join the Discord if not there already. I'm gonna put a link in the. There we go. And yeah, I will see you probably Monday, but subject to change. Until then, folks, have a great time zone.